Hi, my name is Wang Chun, and I'm from f2pool and also stakefish. Today, I want to talk to you why miners should embrace EIP-1559, and also share f2pool's official position on EIP-1559. So, I want to begin talking about the Ethereum fee today. And 8,823 Ethers were paid daily in fees in January 2021. That accounts of 40% of mining reward. And income from fees for miners have reached a record high. And also, Ethereum price also recently hit an all-time high. Price is important for gas, since gas is a price in Ether. So gas is not only expensive now, it's very the uncertainty of gas price has significantly affected the user experience on Ethereum network. And Ethereum network not just expensive, but more difficult to use. So here's a tweet from Lily, and she says ATH is great, but I prefer usable Ethereum network. So we cannot keep going on this way. So we must have a broader vision beyond that. Just the minor profit, and there's need to be a change to the fee market. And the fee market need to be reformed. And EIP-1559 is a proposal to reform this Ethereum fee market. It introduced a very different approach from how gas is being priced today. Its primary goal is not just lower the gas fee, but the gas fee is set by supply and demand the Ethereum block space. Supply can be thought as available block space, which can be increased by raising the gas limits, shifting the transaction off-chain using layer 2 solutions, or adding more capacity to chain through sharding. Demand simply represent the amount of users that want to use Ethereum. So EIP 1559 increased, it also improved the accuracy, which user can estimate their gas price. So this is a key innovation that improve the accuracy of estimate. By having the base fee as part of block header, we can calculate the minimum price. We can calculate the minimum price from a better estimate. So I think before we get started, we should spend some time talking about what Ethereum is and what Ethereum is not. First, Ethereum is a platform. It's mostly for platform developers to make decentralized apps functioning more like an operating system for developers want to build decentralized applications. So Ethereum always been open and permissionless. And that means let miners, user, developer to participate freely. Ethereum is much closer to the desired state of decentralization. It leads to diversification of thought, and decentralization of power, openness in development. Not many other projects is like Ethereum. So, and Ethereum is not Bitcoin. It's not just a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin's primary store of value and the medium of exchange. On the other hand, Ethereum is a blockchain-based software project. And Ethereum is designed not only for sending and receiving value globally, but without a third party, but also bring smart contract and decentralized web to blockchain. So why Ethereum is successful? Why Ethereum is successful? It's because first, Ethereum is successful because of thousands of applications running on it. Ethereum is successful because of thousands of developers building on it. And Ethereum is successful because of you, because it is useful and because people use it. That's one of the reasons the gas fee is getting skyrocketed, because more and more people start to use Ethereum. You know why Ethereum is successful? The miners, period. I must say, I probably can't agree with this opinion. So next, let's talk about the lessons we learned over the years. So this is our story. I first discovered Bitcoin in 2011/dot. I was a participant. This is how I got my first Bitcoin back in May 2011. I was a participant of SETI@home, an internet-based public volunteer computer project using individual computer to analysis signal received by radio telescopes, which attempt to find evidence of aliens. So my experience with SETI@home was a nature bridge to the concept of Bitcoin mining, and which with mining Bitcoin, in addition to secure the network, there's also a nice block reward to earn the block reward, and that make me quite like almost immediately fall in love with this concept. So I immediately download Bitcoin software on my laptop and run it overnight, but I didn't end up mining a single coin. So the second night, I went to a local market, bought a GPU, and started mining. And my mining farm in 2011, 2012, which represent about 0.4% of the total network hash rate, because of all the mining rigs, second-hand, very little RAM on it. They could not, when Bitcoin ASIC was introduced, they could not easily repurpose to mining other altcoins such as Litecoins. That's why I shut down the mining farm in early 2013 and moved on to other things like the mining with hardware is more like working on the client side, like a web browser. But since I retired the mining farm, I could have some time to look further into the server side. That's how I started the mining pool. So next, let me tell you the story of f2pool. f2pool founded 2013. We are the oldest Bitcoin mining pool in China, and also worldwide, the second oldest Bitcoin mining pool still in operation. Only after Slash, who originally invented pooled mining. Push come, push goes. I still remember in the beginning I used Deepbit and spent the entire 2012, and they have failed to upgrade their system support Stratum protocol. Since the ASIC introduced without Stratum protocol, you cannot support mining and the big hash rate, so they soon out of the market. And later is ghash.io. Ghash.io's second mining pool abandoned that market, mostly because they went bankrupt. And the third one, the BTC Guild, they discontinued under the legal concerns New York. So all the three at some point have 1/3 of network hash rate. And some people even argue that Deepbit one time hit 45% at some specs. So f2pool is a multi-pool from the very beginning. We launched in China in 2013. We launched the Litecoin mining only the second day into our operation, and soon followed by FeederCoin and CHN coin. We also have profit switch mining between Bitcoin, Terracoin, and a few other SHA-256 coins. We merged mining with Namecoin, IXCoin, iZeroCoin, DevCoin, and a few lesser-known ones. In late 2013, we started ProtoShares and also Dogecoin mining pools. So to date, we have mined over 40 billion Doge. And 2015, Bitcoin scaling was a hot topic in the community. So we were the first mining pool in China to go against Gavin's 20 megabytes proposal. Later that year, scaling Bitcoin held in Hong Kong, and Segwit was announced second day of the meeting. We are also the first one to express our support. After our, there's some on the table and under the table engineers, so we also contribute a lot to the to fulfill the vision of Segwit. Segwit eventually got activated in 2017. And yeah, and later Bitcoin Cash was born, but that's another story. Let's back to Ethereum. In March 2016, when the Bitcoin community still busy argue like BIP 100, BIP 101, BIP 102, BIP 109, BIP 248, all this, we quietly launched our Ethereum mining pool and first introduced Ethereum mining to the Chinese miners. A lot of other cryptocurrency services in China, they were unaware of Ethereum. They seen we launched Ethereum mining, and they see miners on board of Ethereum. They also follow the trend. So to date, we have mined more than 6 million Ethereum, and in 2016 we mined like 1.4 million Ethereum, which was 11 million. But last year in 2020, we mined only 611,000 Ethereum, but which was more than $1 billion. More than $1 billion. Just before we launched our Ethereum mining pool, there was a pool called Drop Pool, which accounted 49% of Ethereum network hash rate. But only 5 days into our operation, this is our first block created on the Ethereum network on March 15, 2016. And only 6 days, only 5 days into our operation, we have already had 100 G hash per second and 5% of total network hash rate. This also significantly helped the decentralization of Ethereum network. So we were one of the few mining, probably the only mining pool who opposed the door fork. But Ethereum Classic did not veto the majority of the Ethereum community. 5 years ago in January, I remember working message alert trying to sell the BIP 109 or Bitcoin Classic, which seems coming from nowhere. Classic seems to have been patented. So yeah, but I had the privilege to take part of the history Bitcoin mining, observe how it works and how it failed. So I also have witnessed the history of Ethereum's growth, which has seen what works and what failed. So it is applying the Bitcoin principle to Ethereum is dangerous, but we can say that Ethereum Cash probably will not work either. And let's talk about the future. Ethereum will eventually switch to proof of stake. We think about the road ahead, and there's still some people believe everything else rather than Bitcoin belongs to the so-called category of shitcoins. But 2 months ago, well, these people argue like Ethereum is a shitcoin or Ethereum is not shitcoin. We launched our Ethereum 2.0 non-custodial staking service. 2 months later, more than 200,000 Ethereum now safely stake with us, and we maintained a perfect record, haven't got a single slashing event. We worked toward a decentralized future, and that's probably why we decided to commit to support EIP-1559. Because EIP-1559 not just due to the miners, other if this proposal cannot be activated because of miners, I think all the trust to Ethereum will be shaken. And also, the second reason for why we commit to support EIP-1559. So why miners should embrace EIP-1559? That's, I think, because miners must be on the right and also on the bright side of history. Thank you. That's what I've shared today. Thank you.
Thanks, Chun. So that's interesting news. So stakefish unequivocally is supporting 1559.
I think it's more like an f2pool. Stakefish is a staking provider, and right now the Ethereum 1.0 network is still proof work.
Thank you for clarifying. If you don't mind, maybe we'll have some questions from the audience here. We're a little bit early wrapping up. Chun, one of the interesting things with miners is, this desire to be, in the community generally, there's a need for transparency. If people want to keep better tabs on what f2pool is doing or stakefish, what's a good place to kind of see the, latest news and messaging from you guys?
I think Twitter is the best place for follow us.
Cool.
My Twitter account is stakefish, and on the presentation, and you can also follow stakefish f2pool official account.
Great. I appreciate what you guys are doing, because in the mining space, sometimes it feels a little bit nebulous. Like people tend to think of miners as this big monolithic group, like giant miners, and of course that's not the case. There's different pools, and especially moving to stake will be, it's going to be very nuanced, a real change.
That's right. There have been a lot of misunderstanding to miners and mining community, and a lot of people confuse a miner, mining pool. They are very different.
Yeah. Great.
Well, it looks like thank you for coming, and just a shout out to f2pool and stakefish for being a presenting sponsor of ETHDenver. We're very grateful for the support and the engagement and all the contributions. It's been very well done. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.